versus Zoo.
I think this is his favorite deck. He's relied upon it a lot in the blind pick stage, and Hype should know this too. Now the question is, can Zalae peg Hype on Zoo once again? And I think he can, just because that's what he brought last week. So it'd be one of those things where you just go off the assumption of knowledge and experience and history.
Yeah, Zalae's going to be keeping Mortal Coil here, and Hyped should be. Hype's hand is more up for. Oh, it's interesting. See, I would have kept Nerubian Egg.
Right, it's good against a lot of the AoE that Handlock could have, especially Hellfire.
Yeah, I think it's more important than Creeper, actually. Nerubian Egg's a very important card for Zoo against Handlock. He's going to opt to look for a more aggressive draw and just kind of force Handlock to have the Molten Giants.
Oh, I think Zalae might be running Sea Giants in this Handlock.
Yeah, it might be Demon Lock as well.
Could be.
Good curve for Zoo, though.
Yeah, very good. Death Rattles on every turn. There is a Dark Bomb waiting on the other end, though, and that's perfect for Zalae.
Yeah, that is going to mess up any chance of a turn 4 Giant, but that's not something you really go for when you're playing against Zoo. Alright, Juggler comes down. Definitely the better play over Haunted Creeper here. You just want to get more pressure down.
Well, let's see what Zalae draws into. Mortal Coil.
Yeah, it's very important. That's going to let him control the board a bit and life tap in the same turn. Wow, that Drake pickup's very good as well.
Oh, man. But there's actually a way to fight back from Hype's point of view. He's got the reversing switch, which flips the attack and the health.
Yeah.
Another pretty important draw, too, Hellfire.
Yeah, a lot of good anti-Zoo cards in this this Handlock list. Definitely just going to see a Harvest Golem from down here, I think. Gotta be mana efficient every turn of Zoo. Yeah, looking at the hands, it looks a lot better for Zalae right here, I'd say. But yeah, we should be seeing a Harvest Golem come down. Alright, let's lay down to 22. Expect to see a Twilight Drake here. But we might see an Implosion as well.
Implosion actually feels like it can be pretty decent here, considering that the board's not too crazy out of control. Twilight Drake can be easily answered too if your opponent has the Iron Beak Owl. Implosion actually kills off the Knife Juggler.
Zalae is going to go with the Drake. Definitely good to play the slower card first there. Because
Right.
Implosion is going to have the immediate effect later when you're further behind. So, a couple options here for Hype. You can play Knife Juggler and Dire Wolf. Kind of try to go through Drake the hard way. There's some reversing switch options too.
Yeah, reversing switch will put it down to 4 health. And you could potentially juggle that down after the Harvest Golem, but it's not guaranteed. If he had 1 more mana, it'd be really efficient to just use the Dark Iron Dwarf and the reversing switch.
Maybe you let it live for another turn.
Right.
If you don't reversing switch now, the reversing switch isn't going to do much. I guess he can deal 2 damage to Sludge Belcher, but that's about it. He's just going to take the aggressive
Full
line of play.
aggro.
Alright, I like it. Arcane Golem. Wow, so he's playing Faceless combo in this list. This Warlock deck's a bit out there. Definitely might not even be Handlock for all we know.
Right. That's interesting. Yeah, you have the Faceless manipulator for the Arcane Golem. You have to be playing the Giants though, right? It makes too much sense otherwise.
Alright, Hellfire is going to put Zalae in a great spot. He's even got the Siphon Soul to answer the Doomguard. There really is no good option for Hyped here. You might just slam the Doomguard and... Well, he might reversing switch and Dwarf, actually.
Yeah, I think if you reversing switch and Dwarf, it could bait out some removal. from your opponent on turn 6. It's a pretty reasonable size. You can't even kill it off with Dark Bomb without trading in the Drake itself, so... I don't like necessarily tapping into more cards to try and grab other things because you have a Doomguard already in hand. Oh, well, Doomguard it is.
Yeah, from Hype's point of view, this might be his best chance of winning because
He's so close to killing him.
I mean, it just forces him to have the Siphon.
So many possibilities.
It's a tough call, honestly, and Hype's running out of time, so he's got to make a decision quick. He's got to flip the Drake, or is he going to go for the full-out aggression? And he loses the reversing switch and the Dark Iron Dwarf. But, I mean, Zalae has the Siphon Soul. And more than that, he's also got some taunt behind it and heal. So it's going to be very difficult for Hype to close this game out. Unless he draws, like, back-to-back finishers here. Second Doomguard. Ooh, that's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, it definitely
Roll
helps.
high on the implosion. Nah. Go low.
Classic. Well, yeah, definitely. It looks nearly unwinnable, honestly, for Zoo at this point. Handlock's at a point where he can develop a taunt every turn, heal a bunch.
Oh, the antique heal bot for Zalae.
Yep, sitting on 11 points of life gain. I don't see a way for Hype to climb back into this. You might, I guess you Implosion and play Earthen Ring here.
I wonder.
Just try to be mana efficient.
Yeah, I think
Or maybe a heal bot silence.
yeah, I think healing is actually also okay too. I mean, honestly, any combination of these cards are pretty strong, considering that Hype doesn't have much right now going on whatsoever. And he's going to spend so much just trying to get through the Sludge Belcher. That's where Zalae is going to climb so far ahead. He's going to heal, he's going to equalize up in health. He's going to have a super card advantage. And the density of draws for him is much higher than that is Hyped. So he's going to jump out to a 2-0 lead in just a few turns unless Hype draws his super big powerful cards. Like, I was expecting him to start getting his Sea Giants, but then even then, Zalae has the big game hunter ready.
Yep. Alright, so kind of going through the motions at this point. Zalae's got to think through his options, just make sure that there's no combination of cards that results in him losing. And might even see a double heal here. Probably Drake, Farseer. Or maybe Drake, Implosion. I mean, there's so many options. You don't really have to heal just yet. Gonna see an owl.
Roll 3. It's about as average as it can get. And, well, from here, I don't even know if Hype has anything in his deck that really can pull him back.
Yep.
I guess it's this is a very curious deck from your opponent. Like, he's seeing Implosion, and I guess he's gonna be confused if Arcane Golem ever comes out too. So these are some cards that Hype can be aware of in the future games.
It seems like a very anti-aggro Handlock deck. See Zombie Chow, Healbot, Farseer, Hellfire, I mean Mortal Coils, Dark Bombs, just all the interactive anti-aggro cards that you can be playing basically. Seems like a very good matchup that Zalae got himself into, honestly. And maybe it doesn't play Molten Giant, but definitely seems like a great deck against aggro.
Yeah, so he lined it up pretty well against the Zoo, and I think this is pretty much Hype's last turn. I don't think there's anything he can get. There's no AoE that's usually ran in this deck. Suppose you can tap to find out what the last card is. The Leper Gnome is not going to do it, so that wraps up game 2, and Zalae already jumps out to a 2-0 lead. Here, we're looking at potentially another 3-0.
Yeah, definitely. Very far ahead at this point, and this is single elimination now, so if Hype loses one more game, he is eliminated from the tournament. So we'll see. It's going to be Mage versus